Good morning. So listen, hopefully I can get through this video before my husband calls me back. Doing my nails this morning. But last night I had a dream, and in the particular dream that I had, I remember I was talking to someone about the eye doctor that our daughter has. Now let me pause for a second. Our daughter was diagnosed with a rare eye condition that causes her corneal, I think that's what it's called, a cornea, to get scarring, almost like a 60, 70-year old. So she has eyes that is of age. She has aged eyes, okay, in other words. And she gets scarring on her cornea and all of that stuff. Okay, so what have you? Skipping on. So in this and with this particular eye disease, she had to go to a specialist, a doctor that deals with cataracts and all of that kind of stuff, right? A special doctor. It's not no ordinary doctor, it's not no ordinary ophthalmologist. It is a special eye doctor. Keep that in mind. So in this particular dream that I'm having last night, I'm talking to this lady, and she's talking about how she can't see, and she's like, my vision, it seems like it's just getting bad, and I can't see. And I started to tell her, like, hey, my daughter goes to this doctor, and he's so good. He treats you well, he talks to you, and he gives you examples, and the way that he talks to you and explains certain things, it will give you a level of comfort. It makes you feel good that he knows what he's talking about, so on and so forth. And she was like, really? And I said, yeah. I was like, the only thing is he's really far compared to where we are. So in the dream where we were, I remember saying to her, from here, he's like an hour and 45 minutes away. And then I also told her, I said, but also he's in a very, a place where it's almost like secluded. So you would think that it's not no doctor's office back there. And so I was sitting here, me and my husband, we just had our morning talk, and we're going to continue our morning talk because that's what we do. But we were sitting here and we were talking about just different things. And one of the things that God had started to point out to me is he brought back my dream. And he was saying, you thought you were talking about an eye condition, but the eye condition was the vision in the spiritual realm. And a lot of times people are overlooking the fact that their eyes cannot see in the spiritual realm. And they are asking, and they've been trying to figure out, how can I get better with my vision? How can I discern better? How can I see spiritually to understand when something is for me and when something is not? How can I get the spiritual eyes enough to know, okay, this is from God and this is from the enemy, and so on and so forth. And I really feel in my spirit, God is saying, that's what you were talking to her about. You were talking to her about me, the doctor. Oh, and the thing is while I was talking to her about the doctor, and then I started to tell her how far it was, I heard God say, it is worth the sacrifice. The prayer is worth the sacrifice. The going back and forth in reference to saying, hey, I'm going to stop doing this, and I'm literally going to make the decision to do this. It is worth the sacrifice. I want to tell somebody who is listening to me right now, what you are going through. I know it's hard. I know it seems like this is a long ride. This has been a long process, but let me tell you, this process is worth the sacrifice. I know it does not feel favorable. I know it does not feel comfortable, but the process is worth the sacrifice. So picking back up, yesterday I was having a conversation with my mother, and we were talking about baptism, so on and so forth. And I had begun to tell her, the thing is a lot of people overlook that there are responsibilities that you have once you make the decision to say, I'm going to give my life to Christ. It is not about the baptism that makes you help you or assist you in making these decisions. There are decisions that you have to make constantly on a consistent basis. When you get up, it's going to be a hard day, and you got to make the decision to say it is a hard day, but I'm going to push through this hard day. There are going to be times that relationships are going to fall apart, and you got to be okay to know, okay, that must not have been for me, but what God has for me, it is for me. So you got to learn how to talk properly. But in this whole process, I'm saying all of this to say that God is changing your sight, but it is going to be a long travel. It's going to be a long road. It's going to be a long road, but you got to be okay with making the travel. Do the trip, do the process, do the work. Do everything that it's going to take to get you to where God really desires for you to be. Because at the end of the day, this walk is not about us. It's about God. This is what I was just telling my husband this morning. I said, the thing is we are fools to think that this walk is about us. If you have a platform, let's say this, if you have a platform and you are not leading people back to Christ through what you do, then you should definitely take some time. God, what is your vision for my platform? What should I be doing? How can I take what I enjoy doing, making people laugh, talking to people about who you are? If I'm doing my nails, can I still do my nails and talk about God? Can I still do my hair and talk about God? Can I do my makeup and talk about God? Can I cook and talk about God? All of these things, this is God's way of saying to you, I need you to give, I need you to give back to me what belongs to me. And as you do that, I'm going to begin to be that specialty doctor that you've been looking for. You are trying to figure out, how do I change this? How do I fix this? And God say, come to the special doctor. It ain't no ordinary doctor. It's not no ordinary ophthalmologist that you need. You need a specialty doctor. So go ahead and begin to seek God today like you never seek God before. And watch him open up your heart and change your vision so that you can see more clearly than you ever have before. Amen.